Hello and welcome to Off the Line Racing. It's time to get going for round 11, the penultimate round, and we head over to the USA for the final time. We had 3 rounds this season over in the USA with a double back-to-back header. Last week was Vegas, this week is Miami, and it's all coming down to the championship fights. My name is Corey Brooks, one of your 2 commentators for this evening. Now, Lanky's not feeling too great tonight, so he's taken a bit of a step back from the com side of things, but he's still here, full running of the lobby, making sure everything goes tip-top. So you'll probably still hear from him, jumping in every now and again when something spicy happens and he's got feeling a bit like he's got some more energy to speak. But more in the terms of things, he's more the running the lobby sort of thing. But our trooper, we appreciate him still showing up, although he's not been great. He's currently on antibiotics, and we're just waiting for them to give him a kick up the old backside and start to feel a bit better. But for now, it's all systems go for our round 11 in Miami. I'm excited, very, very excited to see where we're going to head over there. Now, for some reason, the track mic didn't load. I pressed the button. I'm going to press it again, see what happens. Do we go to
I
Miami?
can see the track.
Hey, we're at Miami. There we go.
There we
5.41
go.
kilometers with its 19 turns and 3 DRS zones. 3 chances to maybe pull off a move and get ahead of your rival. You've got one coming down the main straight, one a little bit further on into your start of sector 2, and then in sector 3, that's back straight. But nevertheless, the lobby is underway. The drivers are eager and ready to go in qualifying. We're heading trackside. Ah! Ah!
I was
Well,
staring at it the whole time you were doing the intro, so I was biting my tongue.
that's mental. Good luck, boys. I hope you're prepared for this one. Now, Dr. Steele will be serving a qualifying ban. If he didn't remember, he certainly needs to remember. Can do only and what is a out to in lap, so can't cross the line to start a time lap. He can check his gears working. If he's on a wheel, make sure he can load his setup correctly, and then it's to the pits and retire, and that's just how it goes. But for now, things are certainly looking like it's raining, it's pouring, the track is greasy, and somebody may get caught snoring. So all eyes on the track. Who's focused? Who's ready to rock and roll? Oh, look at that coming into sector 1. Look at all those puddles. You can see the rain splashing against the runoff there where the painted part of the tracks. Just see more of the water hitting the
Yeah.
track surface. No dry line. It's very, very damp. They're trying the intermediate conditions, so a couple runs to be expected from some drivers. Normally you don't see the drivers come out too hard on the first and second laps. They'll load the car up with a bit of fuel. Those first 2 laps are crucial in getting those inters up to temperature, so where they're going to perform better and to get it a bit rubbered in and form a bit of a drier line, and then you'll start to see the improved times. There goes Dr. Steele retiring, serving his qualifying ban, so that's a P17 or P18 or 19, as we're still waiting for the arrival of some drivers to the track. We'll have to wait and find out if they're going to turn up a little bit down the line. But for now, all eyes on tie clear. RS Salguero is requesting an invite. We'll get you in. I've just seen you there, buddy, in the chat. Don't worry
Yeah,
too
I've
much.
sent RS a couple of invites.
Can you refresh your
He might need to
list?
restart, yeah.
Refresh your list, restart to the game potentially. You've got 15 minutes to do so. We're on board with Ty Clear, who's going to take us away with the first opening timed lap of the session. Comes around into turn 1, trying to keep it nice and tight and bonny, but staying away from those apexes, especially in a condition like this. But he's trying to keep as nice and neat, as close as he can to the inside lines. But the apex is a death sentence in conditions like this. It's already quite a low grip circuit, and with the rain pouring down, makes it even worse for these drivers to try and navigate. Now into a more tricky part of the track as he comes to finish his sector 1. You've got to be very, very cautious on the brakes on your entry, because you're trying to apply steering. Too much braking while you're on the while you're trying to steer into that left-hander, and you just lock up, start sliding, run wide. Very, very easy done. We're now onto the back straight with no DRS available as it rains and pours. The rear wing capacity is not, the rear wing capability is disabled. You're going to have to try and push as hard as you can and use the battery deployment to find that extra time and that extra speed down these main straights. Now into what will be a more tricky part of the circuit as well. You've got to get on the brakes, flick it to the left. That wall and barrier can come at you very quickly, as we saw over the weekend from Isaac Hadjar, in the Red Bull out there in the 26th season. But currently now, as we finish off our what will be a 25 car season, Ty Clear pushing on for what could be the fastest time so far. Everybody else out on the track looking to set their times. But like I said, expect a couple runs from certain drivers. You never normally see them go full push for one lap and into the pits like they're on dry tyres. The tyres can last a lot longer, intermediate tyres on the wet weather. And as we see, out of the final corners we go, for Ty Clear, no rear wing open, which is normally something I say to hit the checkered flag. It's a 140, immediately dethroned by Snobody Cares, the 138. So I think Snobody's been prepared for this one. 2.5 seconds over Ty Clear, where Maverick comes in, shy in P2. Half a second down on Snobody Cares and Ashler, a second down on Snobody Cares before Lewis jumps ahead by just under a tenth of a second. It's going to get close between these two. They've been fighting for the championship all the way through, and Griffin now, who is looking to close up on Snobody Cares for the championship overall, just falls below his teammate. 4 tenths there to Snobody Cares. That's a whole second, sorry, for Lewis over Snobody Cares. I misread that. That's a full second over. As LR Luke, coming in for the first time in Season 6, jumps up there into P3. Good pace so far, looking to maybe challenge these two Red Bulls at the top. It's looking spicy. It's looking dicey.
Yeah, double Red Bull, double Aston on a banker lap.
Oh, bit of a clatter off the barrier there from Pipe Tech in the Mercedes, who's coming down that back straight for the first lap time to set to the table. I will take another quick look at Ty Clear, because if he's pushing on for another lap, which I believe he is doing, we'll see if he's going to improve on that 140 time and set any more improved pace. But those behind are also going to be looking on some improved pace. But how much battery was he able to save on that lap, or was this a recharge lap? That's what you kind of expect to see. Is it down pit lane, or is it to the checkered flag? I think it's all push, and away we go. Is he improving? Come take that checkered flag. Ooh, does improve on the time by 3 tenths of a second. So again, multiple runs to come for the Aston Martin. On to Lewis now as he's flicking the rotation in to the final hairpin. The double left-hander needs to sort of keep himself calm and collected if he comes around to the fast left, back around the fast right. Is this a lap time? No, it's not. That was a cool-down lap. Now we'll see a push lap. Griffin, no improvement either. Cool-down laps to come. What about Luke? On the brakes into the final hairpin. Certainly recharging that battery, going ever slow indeed. Is he into the pits, or is he going to push on? We'll stay on board with our new driver taking up the Aston Martin slot, hopefully helping Snobody Cares, but I think the Red Bulls are already too far gone in that championship. Hits that checkered flag, away we go. We'll stay on board with the Aston Martin, flicks it into turn 1, gets the rotation, hits a bit of the apex there. You can see the grip is starting to come back to the circuit, but you've got to be cautious here as you're trying to apply the power and get the throttle down. You need to stay well wide of those apexes. Can't risk unsettling the car as he flicks it into the left. Now catch back around to the right in this tight, twisty S section of Sector 1 before you've got to be cautious on your brakes and tackle the double, triple right-hander before he's back on the power down into Sector 2. 6 tenths up on the time so far, looking to maybe challenge for pole position here if there's any improvement to come. Let's not forget those Red Bulls are ahead. They're going to be improving on their times, but for now the Aston Martin driver certainly is pulling away on that current lap time he's got. We'll be looking at a 36 potentially, as Lewis is still pushing on his lap. Comes into the tight twisty part of Sector 2 before we have to just tackle a couple of corners to finish off this final run. What may be a final run. Will we see a box and swap for tyres as the track starts to get a little bit better, starts to get a little bit more grip, a second up on the lap time, currently looking to challenge for pole, but Lewis does go quicker still by a couple of tenths, 36.78 to beat. Luton still needs to pull 2 tenths of a second to challenge for that pole position, as Griffin now comes and hits that checkered flag. Didn't really improve there, still sits behind his teammate. Can Luke pull any more tenths out of the back here in the final corners? Has he got the battery to burn and deploy? Hits that checkered flag, will we see it? We will not, but he does improve on the time by 7 tenths of a second. That was a good challenge there, but did lose some time in the final sector.
Are you able to bump the stream volume up a little bit?
The game volume?
Oh, yeah. Ricky said stream volume is low.
That's in settings because, oh, maybe not. Whoa, that's very strange. I don't know why it's so low. Hold on. I've had to sort of check volume mixer.
Low, low.
Volume mixer's got it on minimum. What is that about? This is going to be
Lovely.
super loud. This is going to be really loud. I apologise for this. No, well, I just go back over here, do this, and then do this, and now we should have some decent audio.
Custom
Wow, why did that happen? Volume mixer turned it right down to like 10%, 5%, if that. The stream game was on max. The volume settings in the game were on max, and that's when I had a feel right. That's got to be volume mixer, a Windows thing. But there you go. You've got sound. Did see TB1? He's not in the barrier yet. I mean, cut your corner. He's cutting corners. He invalidated his lap. Sid. Unfortunate though, coming into Sector 2 now, invalidating Sector 1. No improvement for Sid CCB1, although he is quite far up on the time. It will not count. It's the comms which is quiet. How are the comms quiet? Stream is super low. Everything's maxed out. Everything is maxed out.
On my end, so you can hear it. Sounds alright my end.
I'm a bit Ricky. That might be you, mate.
Yeah, I mean. So you can hear yourself then. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ricky.
I'll turn that back down.
Your volume, Let me turn my volume up on my phone. I don't know. Let me move my mic closer. Is it better for me? What's Lanky like?
I sounded alright on my end. Who's missed?
Everything's maxed.
Addition some invites.
Yeah, I think that might be you, mate. As nobody cares, I set up past the time. So finally jumps ahead of the Red Bulls. He needs to challenge for championship here. We're back on the Aston Martin's teammate now as he's coming up into Sector 2. I have moved my mic a little bit closer to me, so I might be a bit louder now. But I can adjust sensitivity on my mic. I've got one of them ones that plugs in via USB. And probably sounds fancier, but I ain't got an absolute donkey do what to do with it. I'm going to be totally honest. I just set it to the middle, and then I adjust volumes when I need to on the computer side of things. I don't know what to do with this thing. There we go. Luke into the final corner. Into the final hairpin, I should say. With just 18 and 19 to go into the pits. Never mind. I'll be quiet. What about Maverick? Oh, it stopped raining. Oh, it stopped. It's going dry.
Oh, it has, yeah.
Alright, see,
we've
been looking at the settings for far too long that we completely missed the stop. It's the weather. It's going dry. So who's going to be the brave one? Who's going to... Is it this one? Yeah, this is it. Who's on what tyre? Who's going to be brave? Oh, well then, I see outlaps for inters, drivers swap into softs, but nobody's come out of the pits. Nobody wants to take a chance. Are they going to wait down to that final 3 minutes, that final just under 2 minutes, you know, and you just get to 2.5, maybe 2:20, and then you hit pit lane. You don't want to leave it too late, but you also want to get it at the last second to have the best possible track conditions. You've got to get that timer right. You've got to hit that checkered flag on the dot and make sure your tyres are in prime condition to push on. But the weather's stopped. How's the track? That's what I want to know. How's the track feeling?
It dries pretty quick here, doesn't it? As far as I'm aware. So I'd imagine we'll see slicks by the end, definitely. Because it dries really quick. I mean, it's practically dry now. To the visual side, anyway.
Well. A lot of drivers swapping for that red wall tyre. So won't be brave and do a hard run. We have Cost on Ammo, and we have the final second driver. 110. Tell you what, we'll have a look at Donamo. He's out on inters. Is he pushing? Is the track dry? Are those inters burning? Well, fastest sector 1. Ooh. Is it fastest sector 1 though? We'll keep our eyes on board. New driver to the field takes to the Alpine team. He's looking to push on. Is he reserve? Is he reservist? I think he's a reserve.
Who was that one?
Donamo.
Yeah, he's reserved today. Yeah.
Reserving in
So we've
the
got
Alpine
Wolverine, Maverick, it's Farron, that guy down in P19, Cost on Ammo, and Luke are the reserves today.
Rightio. We shall wait and see. Who is to be the driver to the top? We have Ty Clear and Istan Bullen, the two Ferraris to come out first, followed closely by it's Farhan. Yeah, I think that's your name, Matt. Please do me a favour and send me a message to what to call you. Would make commentating over you a lot easier. People that have mad names, I beg you to just send me a message and tell me how to say it. Sometimes it's hard to read, and it's just better to just tell me what it says. It just save all complications and confusions. But like for like RS Salguero, I can read that. Now some people look at that and probably get it jumbled up, but I can read that. So that's fine, I can say that. But there was a guy that was called Jim Clark, but it was J1M C71, like, it was mad. It was mad, okay? I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
I remember
honest.
that.
And I just kept calling him out by the individual letters, so it was like J1M, 14, whatever. I just kept calling him out by the numbers. C14, LK, like, I was just literally calling it out like that. It was crazy. But
Oh, just saw Pipe Tech drop it. He'll have to start that lap again. I don't think he got any damage. He hit the wall. Oh no, he did. He lost the end plate, so he'll be going back in.
well, the priority leaders aware is Ty Clear, pushing on very hard into the end of Sector 1 now. We'll pick up that DRS detection point. Now, I didn't see if DRS was enabled, so we'll see if that rear wing will open in about 2 seconds' time. Will it be? Will it be? No, it shall not be. The FIA deemed the track still a little bit too wet, a little bit too greasy for that rear wing capability. The FIA don't deem it dry enough to give you DRS. So these drivers on the softs, have they played a bold strategy that might not play it? Now, Ty Clear's looking rapid coming through these corners. It doesn't look slow, it looks quick, it looks aggressive. And we'll see now into the Sector 2 split what sort of improvement is to come from the Ferrari driver. Certainly he's improving. 2.5 seconds up, so it is dry. And he's just missed out on DRS. He's going to get it.
Yeah.
Down the back straight and a little bit of a boost. But for those that have come on the outlaps now, are going to have full DRS capability. Ty Clear is going to lose out massively here. He's lost an entire back straight, an entire Sector 2 straight of DRS capability. Had to use the battery to compensate. So what sort of pace will we see from Ferrari? It's a 1:33.9. Certainly not representative of any sort of pace he could do. We'll take a look at Istanbul, who may come off a little bit better than his teammate, than his Ferrari counterpart, as he comes around into turns 17 now, as it's Farah and goes pole by 4/10. Again, getting better conditions. I suspect Istanbul is going to go quicker still as he hits that sector split. A 33, a second clear almost of his teammate. Other drivers now coming down towards the line. We'll take a look at Luke, who's invalidated. Oh no, disaster for Luke. He's not going to make the checkered flag. And that's his qualifying over. What about Griffin? He's pushing on, currently 6/10 up, and he's going to have full DRS capability. Currently challenging for the championship. Is Nobody Cares going to make it to the line? Yes! Nobody Cares has made it, and he's going to get the track conditions at his absolute best. So it's a pole fight for Nobody Cares and Griffin. I'm on board with the Red Bull as he's flying through these tight, twisty turns of Sector 1 now. There's not a lot of play, not a lot of runoff. You've got to keep it tight to the racing line. And here he goes, 3 seconds up on his time. Already looking at a 33. Already looking at pole time out of Sector 1. That keeps the power down. The rear wing is open as we get going into Sector 2. As Alberto Tetris sets our first 32 time, half a second clear of Istanbul, and who's just fallen out. Unless he's got any more in the tank, he still has enough to push on for another lap. He got to the checkered flag in time, but does he have the battery? Does he have the fuel? As we stay on board with the Red Bull coming through Sector 2, about to start Sector 3. Mirror goes quicker, first driver in the 31s, but I expect to see 26s. I expect to see 27s at least. For Griffin, he's 5 seconds up. He's about to break a 31, but he's coming down into Sector 1. And Sector 3 even now, into the final hairpin. Maverick sets a 31. Is anybody going to break into the 30s? It's what you expect to see. The track may just not be hot enough. The dry line just not yet forming as best to the ability of some drivers would like to hope. And it's still a bit cloudy as Griffin sets a 30.4. Is anybody else looking to challenge? Nobody cares now towards the checkered flag. He looks like he may have lost out some time. I don't think it's to be. Is it to be? It's not. He falls out because Lewis has taken pole with a 30.2 and nobody cares jumps ahead of Griffin, but not enough to jump ahead of the Red Bull duo. Indeed, this is a fight all the way through in Miami in the penultimate round. It's Griffin versus Nobody Cares, and Lewis looking to put a spanner in the works of that one.
Nice ends to the quali, that.
Woo.
Getting dry and spiced it up a bit.
We love mixing conditions. We do.
Yeah.
We love mixed conditions. We do. We love mixed conditions. We do. Oh, mixed conditions. We love you.
We love you. Yeah.
Always throws a spanner in the works. Look at the splitting times. You've got drivers in 37s because they just couldn't get the track at its peak condition. It happens. You get caught out. My. Lewis takes pole with a beautiful lap time indeed. 1.5 tenths clear over Nobody Cares. Nobody Cares bringing the fight to Griffin, who looked fastest overall, but 2 tenths down from pole time. Then Maverick, you see the half-second gap start to open with Ash 1997 just jumping ahead of Costonamo. Miro, Alberto, Tetris, Esteban Bullen, and it's Farhan Do, your top 10. Andres, Ty Clear, Pipe Tech, Luke Salguero, KFC Bloke, Sid CTV1, Wolverine, and Dr. Steele with a qualifying ban. Finishing off your qualifying order. It's a P19 to whatever for Dr. Steele, who looked very, very fast last time out, but through penalty point accumulations, ended up with a qualifying ban and dropping down the order, losing the victory, having it stripped away. I think he fell to P7 in the end, if my memory serves me right. Now it's redemption, now it's recovery, and thank God they're having a restart. That's full wet.
That's, yeah, that's wet.
Now, Steele's going to be devastated because for a P19 to whatever for Dr. Steele, he loves the wet and he's going to be absolutely devastated. He's going to be praying that the restart comes back full wet conditions because that's when he's going to be his optimum. He loves wet conditions.
I've never seen somebody so excited about wet conditions. He really does love it.
He's going to be a bit devastated here and now. We've got to say, he would have loved it to stay full wet. But in true Brooksy tradition, in a true OTLR fashion, you get your weekly dose of Bosch. Here we go. That's already a jump start for a Ferrari. Get us to the front of the pack, you monster. That's the Istanbul and Bosch. There he goes. Front right has gone. Everybody else, oh, here we come. We've got a beautiful camera angle this week and seen 5 drivers immediately smashing themselves out. Sid, give us a wave, give us a whirl. Into the barrier you go. Oh, there he goes. Bosh. Sid's out. Everybody's gone. Lovely stuff. Ole, 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 ole. Back of the grid. Back of the grid. I've just seen that, Sid. That's a good shout out. Your weekly dose of Bosch brought to you by Off the Line Racing. Get it here, live and direct, every Tuesday, 8 PM until the season ends. And we come back to where I talk your ear off and absolutely waffle mountain over the standings. But you're going to see my beautiful face for a second while I get myself over to my big screen where I
Huh?
can actually see everybody in line in a list, and let's get rid of my pop filter because nobody wants to see that. Gets rid of the pop, you see. So I mean, I bought one of them fancy mics. It plugs in and everything, and you know, I ain't got a clue how to use it. It's got all fancy sound settings on the computer, and I'm just like, noise cancellation. That's it. That's all I want. Don't want background noise and none of that malarkey. But we're gonna go to the standings. We're gonna have a little bit of a waffle and a little bit of a chit chat. On to following on from Las Vegas, you can see that it's closed down dramatically, and I mean dramatically closed down because nobody cares. Lost out crucial points over Griffin, and you know it's 12 points between the two. Could be two good races for Griffin, two bad races for Snobby Cares, and he's bottled the championship. Will we see a bottle job on the way for an Aston Martin driver? And as you can see, the graphic, Lance Stroll. If he does bottle it, I will call him Stroll for the entire duration of me knowing him. It won't be Snobody Cares anymore. It'll be Stroll. Stroll Cares or something daft like that. I'll figure it out at the time. We'll wait and see. But Lewis as well, trying to throw a spanner in the works. Paul Sitter looking to claw back some points and make himself known and get into the fight. But is it possible? Is it possible? It could be. You know, could be. No. 80 points away. He's just fighting for P3 and trying to defend it from those behind. And it looks like Mirror, he's trying to take it away. The McLaren didn't do too well. Didn't do too bad, I should say, in qualifying. So he's well up there in the fight, looking to try and scroll back some points. So for Lewis, it's more defending the P3. He could do with the 25 points. Hope that the McLaren has a bit of a disaster, and hope that he can just etch a little bit further away and secure that top 3 spot in the end of the season. Ty Clear as well. We saw him quite a long qualifying here today, making himself known first on the track, looking to set some times, but just couldn't get the track at its best. And fell down the order in qualifying, but he sat there in 5th with the KFC block, was out of that top 10. He was down at the bottom, struggling a little bit in qualifying, the wet conditions to dry, proving to be tricky for some. Other drivers chose to stay out on the inters and just couldn't find that improvement. And the KFC block, I think, was one of those drivers. JB, I don't think he's here tonight. Well, Wolf Reen, reserve driver, is here tonight, and again was at that bottom pack, around about where KFC block was as well. Where we see Dr. Steele serve that qualifying ban, but has scored back some much-needed points as he joined late on into the season. Sits 9th, into the top 10 already, looking to jump a little bit higher. A bit of a recovery drive from a Kick Sauber driver here tonight. We'll just have to wait and see if he can pull that out of the bag. Rupsi Kola and Istanbul in 10th, doing your top 10. Rupsi Kola, Yeet Mex, Pike Tech, Andres, Ashton the Brit, Sid CTV1. I've got to say, Ashton ain't racing because he's cut his hand. Now, to me, I would have still done it, but, you know, it is what it is. Sid CCV1 again struggled in qualifying here today. The wet to dry conditions proving tricky for some when Nicholas, Brian and Buemo, Morgan Huge and Ocean Crew finishing off your 20 drivers in the standings. On to the constructors, which has been a bit of a fight for the Red Bulls to get a little bit further ahead over the Aston Martin. It's all been Snobody Cares. Fighting all by himself, struggling for a teammate all season long. And here comes Luke, looking pretty racy and pretty pacey in the opening parts of qualifying. Could help in this constructors fight, but those Red Bull duo are quite the pair. They've got the pole lockout, they've got P3, they're on that second row. They're ready to attack, ready to challenge, make it a Red Bull 1-2. Secure constructors, and at least get a championship on the board. Griffin's looking to fight, nobody cares. Lewis is looking to hold that P3. It's been a beautiful season for the Red Bulls. The Aston Martins, one-man army, has been holding the way all the way through. Some reserve drivers who have been in and out have scored some points, but it's been a nobody cares battle for the constructors. McLaren as well, they're not going to do anything. They're more defending against the Ferrari team, where we saw Ty Clear and Istanbul not doing too well in qualifying, just not getting the track at the right conditions, as everybody else was pumping in incredible lap times as they were on their 8 laps while they were on their push laps. Just getting the track at the better conditions. The Ferraris need to try and score some much needed points, where you've got to look at Mirror there. He's the driver that's up there consistently scoring points. He's high up in the driver's standings, ready to challenge and defend this P3 in the constructors. The Kick Saubers, Dr. Steele, like I said, He's come late into the season, scored some points, looking for a recovery drive, and Sid as well. He's going to have to try and help his teammate. Didn't do too well in qualifying. Maybe these two can work together, claw their way through the field. If they just use each other as a bit of a catapult mechanism, DRSing off each other, can they make it work? Can they use some team tactics? We'll wait and find out. The Racing Bulls in 6, with the Williams just behind them, also close enough in points with the Alpines, who can challenge for maybe the Kick Saubers, where they've got a lot of work to do if they want to look at Ferrari and the McLarens, and then the Haas and the Mercedes down at the bottom. Mercedes just need to do all they can to get some form of recovery points and not finish last. Imagine Mercedes losing to Haas. That's crazy. That's crazy. As we come back to my beautiful face, how are we doing? How are we doing?
We are readying up.
There's the call. We're getting ready to ready up. And the race is about to get underway. I think we've got, what, 29 laps of Miami? 27? I don't know. Let me pull up the screen. Let me quickly... Can I see it? Oh, no, too late. We're already on the... where it says multiplayer event. I missed it. See, I was tabbed out while I was reading standings and stuff. So I don't actually see. This is when Lanky gives me the call that, yeah, we're ready up. We're ready to go. That's when I tab back into the game and get all guns blazing for however many laps. We'll wait and find out. But I'm excited, you know. There's a championship fight here for constructors and drivers. But what I can say is it's dry off the start, but the sky is looking grey. Is it going to rain later on in the race? Are we going to see changing conditions? The strategy's thrown up in the air. Safety cars potentially on the way. I think in real life it's like an 82% chance of a safety car deployment out in real life track conditions. With Sid on the track, that's a 100% chance. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But we'll wait and see if a safety car is going to happen. You don't want it to happen, but if changing conditions are on the way, because I'm going to show you the track, it's a little bit grey, it's a little bit dark in the sky. It doesn't look like your usual sunny Miami Beach. We'll have to wait and find out if these drivers are expecting the worst and expecting the wet. Let's go Teddy. Who's that? I don't see anybody by the name of T-E-D-D-E. Can you be a bit more specific, please? And we'll keep our eyes out for them. We are waiting for these drivers to potentially make changes to the setups. This is taking a little bit longer than expected. Maybe we are expecting wet conditions later on in the Grand Prix, maybe a couple minutes into the Grand Prix. Because like I said, that sky's dark. Those clouds are heavy. This is not a little bit of a patch of cloudiness. This is full overcast. Is it going to stay overcast all race? Are we going to see a spot of wet weather on the way? I'm curious to find out. Drivers that are in the Twitch, that are watching along and keeping with the updates of the Grand Prix, just pop us a quick message. Let me know. Let me know. Are we going to see some wet weather? Please call it out and let me know. I'm excited. Because Miami, it could be a good one. You know, it's 3
We're
DR
beeping.
zones. We're beeping. Oh, that's your 30
We're
second
beeping.
countdown. Lanky can hear it. I don't have that option. I think I've got the SFX turned to mute. So I'm not hearing the beep, 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 beep. But here we go. We're 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. The grid is hot. The drivers are ready. And we are all systems go for a brief desyncing moment as always. And everybody seems to have a quick getaway, nice and funny. And immediately there's a big dive from Snowbody Cares, and Lewis immediately just switching it back through the ghosted state of Snowbody Cares, where Maverick's now got a chance to get alongside with no prevail, where we see Griffin fall into P5. He's had a disaster. He went deep and locked up into turn 1, whereas Lewis is now pulling an 8-tenths gap, and further down the field, Sid seats CB1 already up into P10, capitalising on that race start. I hope that was all done cleanly, no opportunistic dive bombs, you know, some wheel banging and slight contacts. As I think we have a desync Dr. Steele as he's up into P12 as you see the standings reset. He's now going to try and challenge on through Istanbul and try and fight his way through. P19 to P11 within a sector.
Yeah.
This is fantastic for Dr. Steele. Oh, we see Mirror running deep there, barely keeping it within the track. To open the door for Ty Clear to have a little bit of a lunge. I'm seeing ghosts. Hang on, what's going on here?
I've got ghosted cars with LR Luke. That's it at the moment. And it's just sorted itself out. Everybody's in a line now.
ghosting off.
Don't tell me. I did turn it off. Do not tell me that they're ghosting through each other. Because I double and triple check. I do it, then I double check I've done it, and then I check it after doing the grid.
Right now, our closest battle is between Luke and
I'm gonna have a
Tyler.
look.
Luke to the inside. Are we going to see ghosting or wheel banging or contact? I think we're good. They kept side by side. Oh! That was a spinning Farham. And I think he may have clattered the wall. Is there any damage on that Williams car? He's got side by side with Sid, and Sid's forced off the track.
Yeah, collisions are on.
Oh yeah, those wheel banging for Ishtan Bullen and the Williams driver. Sid's giving the position back. That was an illegal overtake done off the track, and through goes Sid once again after clearing off that illegal overtake. Here comes Dr. Steele all over the back of that Williams driver. He's going to try and push on through. This is beautiful stuff. Like I mentioned, the Kick Salvers working together. Team tactics here. They were at the back of the grid, and they're already in the top 10.
Nobody was all over the back of Lewis as well while they were battling then into the end of the first DRS straight in the lap. They're now coming on to the back DRS straight where he's right up the back of Lewis. So I expect to see them change position here.
Here comes Nobody Cares. Ready, waiting, lurking to pounce, goes for the inside line. Now, will he pick that up with the DRS naturally? Here goes Lewis trying to defend, keeps his foot in the door. He's going to force Nobody Cares to try and keep it pinned to the apex, but through goes Nobody Cares. Nice and easy, nice and bonnet. Now, will he get that double dose of DRS? That rear wing will be opened for Lewis as he tries to close back up then towards turn 1, but he's not going to try and pull off an overtake. Oh, nobody picks up DRS. Oh! Luke now pushing through for P5. Beautiful stuff on mirror there. Gotta say, Luke had a really bad qualifying. As I take a quick little look at the tyres. Luke had a bad qualifying, but he's made a full recovery, and he's now looking to try and push to the front of the field and help his teammate here. This is a beautiful drive from Luke. As we see Farham losing out positions once again. Farham, whatever your name is, you know, 110. I'm going to call you 110. The Williams driver of 110 is dropping another position to the Ferrari of Ishtan Bullen, who's trying to close up to Sid, but just can't seem to find anywhere. Dr. Steele and Sid have swapped positions. Sid obviously must have conceded. Nice teammate showing the superior pace. They've worked together. They got into the top 10. Now it's for Dr. Steele and the hard tyres to try and push on through. How long are the mediums going to last? What's the tyre like on a track as low grip as this?
Looked like Ty struggled through that section then from the chicane. He had a snap under the bridge. So Dot's put Dr. Steele right on the back of him, and there, yeah, he's going for it now. Easily done before braking.
This is incredible. P19.
He is on the move, yeah.
P7. Max Verstappen in a kick salvo. We see Ash in the pits. Gonna have a quick little look to Luke, who's now trying to close up to the Red Bull of Griffin. Griffin, no easy challenger. Luke's made easy pickings of everybody else on the grid after that bit of an upset qualifying. He's trying to close up to the Red Bull ahead, but the Red Bull has pace. This is going to be quite the challenge for LR Luke in the Aston Martin. Can he get ahead? The reserve driver finally filling in. The Aston Martin team have a driver, a second driver that's got some pace. He's in the points. Will he score some points? Because they need it for constructors. He needs to get ahead of Griffin. He needs to do his part for the team that he's sitting in so far. If he wants to take a full-time spot, a little bit of a snap and a slide as we get onto the entry of turn 11. Now flicking it through and back around turn 12. Up to 13 and 14. The chicane that can certainly cost you your race if you just keep it a little bit tight to the wall. We saw Tetris and Salguero fighting it out there at the back end of the field. Dr. Steele closing and closing still to Mirror. Mirror moving over, trying to break the toe. Dr. Steele breaking those tents away. Mirror is feeling the pressure. The Kick Sauber is on the move. He's hunting down car after car like prey, like a hunting ground. This is his playground as he goes for a move into turn 1, goes side by side, late on the brakes, and he's like contact with Luke ahead. as that was brave, that was
I
bold.
think it was slight. Yeah, it sounded like it.
Brave, bold
That
manoeuvre.
was, yeah,
But he pulls off
very
in the
brave.
end, and he does move ahead. Absolutely hunting down the field.
If this guy finishes podium, then he's got to be like. I want to know his setup. I want to know his secret because I am terrible at this track.
I wasn't doing too bad. I did some TT earlier. It felt nice. I had a race set up and it felt nice. It felt good. I improved on my previous best from 6 months ago. So, well, saying that, probably like 8 months ago, I've improved on my best time. But you know, the setups have changed. The handling's changed. The tyre model's changed. They've updated the game since then, and I found a bit of pace around this track. I'm not going to lie. Just I wouldn't say it's competitive, but. We'll see. We'll see in the pickings. Dr. Steele on the hunt for another victim. Luke on the hunt for Griffin ahead. Is this finally the time where the Aston Martin can pull ahead of the Red Bull? The Red Bull moves over for a bit of a defensive line, covering off any chances of late braking. But as he dives back to the racing line, the Aston Martin has to wait one more lap. Down the field.
Nobody's managing it well.
With Andres side by side. Andres is trying to defend what could have been a losing position, and he is defending it hard. Has he kept his foot in the door? Yes, he has. Is the Williams going to go later on the brakes? Oh, a bit of a lock up and a slide. The Williams is not doing well. He's slipping and sliding. The grip is not coming to him.
Kicking the wall. Dr. Steele's in the wall.
Oh, Steele's in the wall. What happened?
Bounced off the side of Snow. Aston Martin. Luke. I think it was. I think they were side by side going into that fast left-hander, and yeah, it's not really a nice corner to be side by side at going into the S section.
That's a retirement on the track.
Steele.
Got it, bro. You just got a race ban. Dr. Steele will not be participating in the final round. He's just retired on the track, led to virtual safety car. You have just, that's your race ban, bro. Sorry. I just watched him do it.
Yeah, he only had wing damage. He could have tried tractor it back to the pit.
Yeah, I just watched him do it. It's like, it's irrefutable. There was no call on the screen that it was a disqualification. He's retired on track. Led to virtual safety car. That is race ban. And we are back to green flags. We'll look to the front as the getaway is gone. Lewis is still within DRS. Griffin now under attack from Maverick, who's capitalised on that race start. Griffin is trying to challenge Maverick. He's pulled back some time. Luke now, did he suffer any damage from the contact with the kick salver? That wing looks intact. It looked like a wheel banging moment from what you mentioned. He went side by side. Now, we'll wait to see if any reports are to come from that. The stewarding may have some work to do, but for now, we're back to green flags racing. And Luke is slowing down a little bit. Lost a couple of tenths there as Griffin is on the attack from Maverick ahead. Maverick suffering with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. He's going to drop positions anywhere. So Griffin doesn't want to fight too hard, but this is early in the race. The pit stop strategies are yet to unfold as he makes easy pickings under DRS and gets through ahead on that Racing Bulls. It is main team versus sister team, and the main team comes out on top.
We've got a KFC that's just spun it as well in turn 2. He's managed to get back going though. He's got severe damage to the left side of his wing. The tyres, maybe, what tyres is he on? No, it can't be. I was going to say where his tyres starting to give up, but he's on the hard, so they shouldn't be.
Gotta say, I love this. Istanbul on the attack. Looking to close down on Sid TTV1. Sid burning the battery. The DRS is enabled for the Ferrari. He's going to close, but has he got the track to do so? I don't think he has. Sid will have to defend for another lap. He holds on to his position for now. And away we go. Into the pits goes Maverick.
Yeah, he just picked up a 10 seconds as well, so that's going to cost him if he's going one stop, which I don't think he is with stopping this early. Miami is a difficult one stop, especially, I mean, on wheels, so especially anybody on controller, it's got to be a guaranteed 2-stop.
Nobody cares. Leads the race. I think we've missed. No, we didn't. We've missed Griffin. Close up to his teammate actually, which is good work. It's what he needed to do. But Lewis is almost out of the DRS. Barely within the cusp. Barely within the fringes. Just holding on.
Nobody's managed it well since he's got ahead of Lewis. I don't think I've seen Lewis overtake him again. He's managed to keep him behind.
Now this is where we usually see teammates communicate. You know, Griffin, no, I know I'm faster. Can you let me through? Let me have a whack at him. There we go. There goes the move. Griffin not impeding his teammate by any means. And look at how much he's closed up to the back of Nobody Care. Oh, he's lost out in the final there. Oh, maybe just went a little bit late on the brakes. Lewis goes into the pits.
That's good driving from Lewis there. Let his teammate get past, and then while he's behind, take the pit stop first, so don't get in each other's way. Don't trip over each other.
Gonna see 2-stop versus 1-stop, I reckon.
It's doable, but I don't think there's much time difference between a 2 and a 1, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, but that's what I've got in my head.
Yeah, I don't drive a lot. I don't do a lot of league racing or competing on the game. I don't do it at all, actually, saying that. But with the way the tyres degrade, the way you've got to use the setups to just have pace, they burn through the rubber. And the track in Miami is known to be such low grip. It's abrasive. It damages those tyres. Around here, 2-stop's certainly going to be the faster strategy. But why not try for a 1-stop, you know? You've got a 20-second pit stop to gain. So you can lose 20 seconds in time and still have a battle in the end where your tyres are going to be screaming and the other car is going to be all over your diffuser. Like, it's just going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's all about maintaining the proper pace. You know, you see a lot of drivers run just an optimum race pace. It's optimum for tyre degradation. The strategies on this game have been a bit, you know, far and from. You can try a 1-stop, but you're going to be tyre saving, fuel saving. You can go for the 2-stop and push all race long. It's one of those. You know, you never really know where to go. But Griffin and Nobody Cares go one lot longer. Therefore, I think they're solidifying the fact that it will be a 1-stop versus 2-stop. Are we expecting rain? Are they trying to go out until we expect a better spot of weather?
They're both on mediums, so if they are, they're going to want it to come soon. That's for sure.
You know what surprises me is if we were expecting rain, why they didn't box under safety car?
Oh yeah, when the VSC was out, yeah. Anybody that was near the pit and struggling on their tyres, they would have definitely
They would have certainly
been beneficial for them, yeah.
Ashton says no rain. Finally!
No rain.
It only took 10 laps.
Yeah. They need to do a graphic, don't they, where it shows spectators the predicted weather as well. We've got a move going on here.
In like 21, 2020, and then it's just gone.
Switchback.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody with a switchback.
Huh.
All right.
Beautiful.
I got that. I'm going to clip that. That was great.
Yeah, we got that on stream. We got all of that on stream. That was beautiful. Nobody Cares. Griffin challenging for the lead and Snowbody having absolutely none of it. Because guess who doesn't care? Snowbody cares.
Nobody cares. That was a good move, that.
Fastest laps from those fresh tyre runners. We'll take a look at the offset now. Maverick 3 laps, Lewis and Luke 2 laps, Mirror on the freshies, Ty Clear 2 laps, Farhan on 3 laps now as he hits the checkered flag, set on 1, 7 for Ash, 0 and 0 for Andres and Alberto, Tetra, Salguero on the 1, and Pytech has gone for the mediums. Interesting. Cool, nice with a little bit of spice. Just how we like it. You know, everybody's swapped for the hards, and then Pipe Tech's like, nah. I do a double meads in it. Further proving that this will be a 2-stop. I do a double mead, and then, you know what, the final stint, the odds will go the distance, you know. Pipe Tech playing it casual.
Yeah, I mean, if these at the front, another lap or two on these mediums, and then it would be like 16 laps or so on the hards. It would definitely be doable on a one-stop. Lewis is going for it again. It's Griffin, sorry.
Oh, why did he not put me to the front? I pressed number 2. Oh, Griffin.
And nobody looked at the switchback, but Griffin Griffin went in the pit.
I pressed number 2, but he put me on number 3, as we see Don Amor get passed by Maverick, who's now got Lewis breathing down his neck. See drivers coming out of the pits. You can hear that engine roaring down the pit lane. That before you hit the pit lane.
What do you think of V8s coming back?
About time.
Talking of engine, yeah. It's exactly what I said.
About time. You're actually going to save the sport. I'm going to be honest, right? I started a podcast. And I've been, well, I didn't start one. I got asked to be part of a podcast. I've been in a podcast for a few weeks, and we mentioned it just after they did the overhaul of the regulations. And I said that if they want to protect the image of Formula One, they need to bring back a V8. I said this like 3 weeks ago.
That's what made F1, wasn't it? The sound, the scream, that was all part of it. That's what people recognize it for. And these half Formula E cars just don't do it.
Yeah, no, they don't. You're absolutely right.
I mean, Formula E is growing, but for Formula One, it doesn't work.
I watched 2 races, and I just can't get past the...
Yeah, and then going wide for overtake mode or something.
Yeah, like, it's an arcade game.
Yeah.
Like, go and play Blur. Go and get your power-ups. You know, Mario... That is literally Mario Kart. You've got to swing around and get your power-up.
Yeah.
It's Mario Kart.
I'll agree with that one.
It's competitive gaming in real life. It's a video game. It's Trackmania. Yeah.
The only thing they are good for is initial acceleration.
Oh, we have some...
Electric cars pull away, don't they? But other than that, there's nothing to them.
Even then, though, these electric cars, yeah, they got the acceleration. I will agree with that. Like, electric cars these days, you see them on the road, the Teslas, ludicrous mode. You're out of your mind how fast that accelerates. It pounces like a cheetah. Like a lion, it pounces. It's crazy. But in Formula E...
Just instant power.
Yeah, I don't see that being the same, apart from on a race start to Formula One. That's the only time it would have an advantage. I reckon on the race start, that's the only time you'll see the rapid acceleration. Everywhere else, I think Formula One will just be quicker or matching power. And now we're at the part of the race where everybody's like going into the pits and the gaps start to open. It gets a bit boring and there's nothing to talk about. So, how sour are lemons?
Well, Lewis getting ready to take the lead though. Getting close to Maverick now. He's not going to get him this time around, but he was getting closer down the back straight.
Moving. Lewis getting closer and closer, but not close enough to make a move. Maverick still suffering from those time penalties. Mirror is the one who's getting mighty close.
Griffin has got a jump on Snowbody, I've just noticed. Because they were by each other when he stopped, and he's now in P4 with Snowbody P7, a couple seconds behind.
Lewis is now well within a striking distance to pick up that back straight DRS and pass easily. Luke, however, He's the driver you've got to keep your eye on.
He's joined the party now.
Luke has well and truly joined the party. He's closed up to pole sitter and race leader. There was race leader for quite a while, Lewis, who was passed by Snobody Cares, and then you see the battling between Snobody Cares and Griffin, but Griffin now being the leader of the two. As Snobody Cares have been jumped. Ooh. Excuse me.
Wonder if that's just, yeah, maybe a bit of traffic as well. He's come out behind the traffic and then fallen back from there a bit more. Because to gain 3 seconds on undercut is quite a lot.
Nobody cares. Down into turn 1 on Mirror, moving up into P5. Another car dispatched off.
Yeah, so now he can get the hunt on.
So, Griffin and Nobody Cares, they're in a good position. They both got clean air ahead of them. They can gain on the rivals. You know, like Griffin's gaining a couple of tenths per lap as Luke is caught in that dirty air of the cars in front of him. And, you know, he can just pull the time back. Same with Nobody Cares. I mean, Nobody Cares will have that slight tyre difference. He'll have that slight tyre offset. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to pay true dividends until later on in the stint. Currently, they've just got into temperature. They're just starting to push on and pull that time back. As you see, Griffin's down to 2 seconds. Nobody Cares was down from 2.5 to 2.2, now down to 2 seconds. And it's sort of like balancing around the area. I think Nobody Cares is gaining more on Griffin than Griffin's gaining on Luke. Luke is doing very, very well and he's now looking to challenge Lewis coming down. Oh, is that moving under braking? Lewis, that was like a double move to me, but I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to wait and find out. But that was very, very close. Luke did very well to avoid contact and collision with a Red Bull in front of him. Oh, God. Nail biting. Tooth and nail biting between these drivers. Well then, that squabble, that kerfuffle, that moment for Luke has allowed Griffin to get a little bit closer still. What was a 2 second? He's now half a second. And Nobody Cares. He's still 2 seconds off. And Griffin's got the DRS. He's going to have to really work hard now to get up to this fight, to get in the challenge. And here we go into the Sector 2. Switching it round to start Sector 3. Finishing off turn number 14. Nobody Cares, gaining 3 tenths. 4 tenths now out of the corner, but he's got Mirror within DRS. I don't think he's close enough to make a strike, as Luke now moves once again and picks up that position on Lewis. This time, easy pickings. Griffin's got to run. He goes side by side with the Aston Martin driver. Luke backs out of it. Can he pull off a switchback? He's going to look for it. He's going to try it. He's got to run. He goes side by side as we come down towards the checkered flag. But Griffin was just quick and hot on the throttle, burns some of the battery. Now can Luke challenge into turn 1? No, Brave stays out of that one, keeps his mind clear. Smart decision. But that was a beautiful battle there.
Maverick, he's doing well at the minute. He's on 9 lap hards. I mean, he does have a 10-second carry if he finishes on these hards, but there doesn't seem to be much pace difference. Oh, yeah.
Never mind, premature reaction.
Was that in the pit? Yeah, I just saw a yellow flag come up on my screen there. I couldn't see it on the... Couldn't pick out where it was on the track.
Yeah, ignore my premature reaction, you know. It happens to everybody. You know, it will happen, you know. You kids, you'll get there, you know. It happens. I feel old, you know. My knees are starting to go, my back's starting to go. And I turned 30 this year.
Yep.
And at that point, I can no longer say I'm in my 20s, and that's what's scary. That's what's scaring me most. Like, when people say, what's your age? I'm in my 20s. I can still say it. I can still get away with it. In August, I can't say that no more. And it's petrifying.
In August, I turned 31 in August. I forgot our birthdays were the same month.
It's Nobody versus Lewis.
The year between us.
Coming down into the final hairpin. That's Nobody side by side with Lewis. Nobody looking to keep his foot in the door. Keeps to the outside. As he got the upper hand, we see the outside line be the more beneficial one out of the final corner. And it proves to be so as Nobody Cares moves ahead. Now, can Lewis do anything into turn one? No, he can't, but he does get nice and close. Has a bit of a moment and a squabble. Loses tense. Falls into the clutches of the McLaren behind. The McLaren can do nothing about it. Nobody Cares. Picks up that position. Maverick finally passed by Griffin, but he's well within striking distance to challenge back. He's going to pick up the DRS as we get going around this long turn, number 7, which turns on to number 8. And the DRS will become available to you on the exit of turn 9. Slight little kink at 9, rear wing shall be opened. Maverick will be able to just cool off a little bit, not push too hard. If he can stay within the DRS, this is perfect for him on these used hard tyres, the white wall tyre. I gotta throw Cars references in when I see people on hards. You know, everyone's like, they've like all these Disney adults you see that are awful and they're obsessed with it. Nah, but I've got to say, Cars is my. I love Cars. I can watch Cars.
Talking of Cars, all I've been seeing since Sunday is here's Lightning in Miami. Here's Lightning McQueen going across the screen.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that's all I've seen.
I've Lightning McQueen
4 or 5 times.
And sometimes I'm going to be honest, in the morning when I get up and I'm going making my morning coffee, as we see Maverick dive into the pits, I get back to my story. I will put on my Lightning McQueen Crocs, I'll put on my dressing down, and I'll say to Mrs. I am speed, and I'll run down the stairs as fast as I can to turn on the kettle. Because I
can imagine just hearing you bounce down them, to be fair, because you're half asleep.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to have my morning coffee.
Backside.
I can't wait. I like it's highlighting my morning. As soon as you get that first taste of coffee, oh, it's heaven. Now, you won't understand.
I gotta have a cup of tea first.
And still you start.
I'm a tea,
grafting.
then coffee.
I have coffee, then tea, because I've got to get that hit in me. I've got to get that coffee, that caffeine boost, that big kick, and then you get your tea in. Now, tea's got more caffeine in it, but it's a slower release.
Yeah.
So I like getting the hit from coffee, and then I have a cup of tea, and I'm off to work. Lightning in Miami. Ciao. D Summers calls it. Absolutely.
There we go. Lightning in Miami. Yeah, that I keep seeing it 4 or 5 times. I've seen it today.
Oh, Joe, I might watch that.
That was
tonight.
while sat in the doctor's waiting room.
I'll tell you what. I'll give it to the chat. Which Cars movie should I watch when I'm chilling in bed and I'm getting settled for the night? I'll let chat call it out. Everybody call that out. Which Cars movie? You can call anyone out, and I will watch it because I have Disney. I have Disney for Star Wars, by the way. I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I rep it.
New film coming, isn't there? Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Cars 7. Come on, be realistic, mate.
How many do they make? 3?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 3. Do you know what? I'll even watch Planes. I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
That was all right, you know.
Good little spin-off.
Yeah, the Red Bull racing thing, the racing planes thing. That was well cool.
I would love to watch that in real life. I've always wanted to do a Red Bull Air race. I think it's amazing.
I've seen the sort box. Do you know where you make?
Ascot, I think, is in this country.
Do you know where you make the cars? Cardboard and wood and stuff. Sort box challenge. I've seen that. I have seen that.
I do. That happens in my town.
Oh, do you go and watch it? It's great, isn't it?
We have a soapbox derby. Yeah, it was a big hit a couple of years ago. We have it now yearly. But
I love soapbox.
Yeah, great laugh. The soapbox. Yeah.
If you don't watch the soapbox, right? Because I know after speaking in Discord to a lot of these young guns, as we see Nobody Cares and Griffin have a nice little squabble here, coming down towards the final sector. Oh, do we have a battle on soon? Again, if you don't watch soapbox, go and get educated. I know young guns don't watch TV anymore because it's become ever present when I've been in VCs with people and I'm like, oh, do you watch any TV shows? Like, I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube and TikTok. Like,
should we find a centralised one and do an OTLR soapbox car?
Hey, should we do it?
Get Ricky to drive it though.
Should we enter the soapbox? We'll build a Formula 1 car, OTLR branding all over it, and we've got to get Ricky driving
to drive it.
Yeah, he's the fastest. He's fastest out of us all. We get Ricky driving it. Gotta be done. Gotta be done. I tell you what, I'm going to be in DMs with Bossman later. We're getting this done. Back to the front, as we see Nobody Cares still can't find a way through, but he's got DRS capability once again to come his way. Now, I wonder if he's in a tyre saving phase. Are we going to see him go the distance? We'll look at the offset there. 8 laps, 9 laps. Will the hard tyres make it, or are we going to see another pit stop as Nobody Cares dives into the lead? Now, is this strategic? Is this smart? Are they going to box? This is what I want to know. Whoa, that's crazy.
It'd certainly be faster than me.
That's crazy.
No offense. I mean, no offense by it, but it'd certainly be anybody would be faster than me because I weigh nothing.
I mean, I'm 9 stone piss wet through.
That's what I am. I'm 9 stone. I'm nothing.
Well, I'm not literally. I am very skinny, but the last time I've started to drink a lot of protein drinks when I'm at work because I do a lot of heavy lifting and stuff at work, and I've noticed that if I increase my protein intake, it will probably build muscle like I should do.
Use that whey, the muscle gainer, instead before toning. The whey protein. That's what doctors told me to go on to try and gain some weight before using muscle growth protein.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I've started to have a lot of protein stuff and I am starting to see a difference. I'm going to be honest. Like my chest is getting a bit bigger. I've got abs and stuff like. I am starting to see a bit of a difference because I work with wagons. For people that don't know, I work on trucks. Now, if you're a mechanic, things get heavy on cars. Imagine that double the size, triple the size, triple the weight. The steel's a lot heavier, it's a lot thicker. He has to take.
I don't know how you do
excessive loads. It's crazy, mate. Honestly, like
I crap myself every time you lift the cab of a truck. It's weird how you get to the engines, isn't it? When you got to pump the cab up. That's how we had to do it on our bin lorries. You had to pump it from behind, and the cab tilt it forwards like it was going to fall off the truck.
Oh yeah,
horrible.
You do get used to that. You do. You got to trust that the jack's going to do its job and stop the cab from tipping over.
Like catch it, yeah.
Well, here we see the battle finally come to a close as Nobody Cares got through earlier on with DRS, but we're going to keep our eyes on board to see if Griffin can challenge back. I'm not going to get excited yet. I'm not going to start jumping and raving for overtakes because we might see a bit of a tit for tat here.
Yeah.
We may see.
We've got 6 full laps now, isn't it? Or was it 7? 6. I don't want to say both of them together.
Hey, do you know what? Ratty's just on you there, Lanky. Ratty's just had you in
excessive loads and pumping
it. He's just had you there.
Excessive loads and pumping it from behind. Well, yeah, I guess you can.
You can call it that. Yeah, you could call it that. But unfortunately, trucks sit on the engine, and if you want to get access to it, you've got to flip it over. you've got to go behind the cab.
The first time you ever do it, it's dodgy.
Nerve-wracking.
Well, it appears dodgy, yeah. It's
scary,
very weird.
But if we were saltbox
just waiting to hear the smash of the glass as it goes forwards.
Yeah, Ricky's got to drive it. He would certainly be the better driver. Not only that, he would certainly be fastest.
I just want to see him bounce over a bale.
This man will be taking
come out of it.
racing line apexes. He'll be jumping over the hills. He'll be doing it all, mate. He'll go up the embankment. He'll do the lot, mate. Do the lot, I guarantee it. No safe running. He'll be flat out.
Yeah, give him a couple of JDs and
it's pointless fitting it with a brake. I know you have to fit it with a brake for safety reasons, but we can make a fake brake because he won't be using it. Oh, back onto this battle at the front. Still nobody being brave. Still just
Mirror's
sitting.
joined in, It's a 3-way now. He's sort of edging in he's sort of been keeping himself a little bit behind, but he's getting he's pushing in the DRS now.
This might bring a bit of pressure. No, I'm really impressed with Luke. He was showing pace in qualifying, showing like he was in a P4 position, and has recovered that to P4. Currently almost 5 seconds ahead of Lewis, which is where he needs to be, ahead of the Red Bulls to help constructors, whereas Nobody Cares and Griffin, your championship contenders, fight hard. Nobody needs this win. Griffin needs this win. It's like, what, 8 points gain, 7 points gain? So if Griffin wins, and then he wins the final round. Oh, here we go, side by side. Nobody cares, he's fighting it. Oh, slight wheel bang. A little bit of a hard racing moment. Rough and tough between the two. He's allowed Mirror to get closer still. Now, this is disastrous for Griffin. Griffin can't let Mirror become a factor. If he puts a car distance between him and his current rival, championship chances may truly be over. That will then change it to a 10-point gap. And it just looks like it won't happen. Mathematically, it will happen. As here goes Griffin late on the brakes to the inside of Nobody Cares into the final hairpin. Turn 17 certainly looking to be a hot spot for drivers making moves, but to no avail. Nobody Cares maintains it. He's looking to fight it back down into turn 1. Can he go side by side? Can he go later on the brakes? Not quite. Looking for a switchback potential. Not to happen. The Red Bull sits behind. Nobody in ultra defensive mode. I think Griffin has saved the tyres enough to pump out some more pace, and now he feels like is the time to give him a couple of laps to bridge a gap over his Aston Martin rival. Can we see a move? Can we see some more contention? Griffin looked mighty fine into this second sector, looking like he could challenge coming down into turn 11. Will we see it happen again? Not quite yet. Maybe we will. Side by side down to turn 11 later on the brakes, and he does pick that move up. Easy pickings, but no, he's conceded DRS into the third sector. Nobody Cares, almost pushing that Red Bull through the corners, and this is a treacherous part of the track. You've got to stay well and clear of that wall, because it can certainly end your race, and both drivers are pushing hard. Both drivers are feeling the pressure from the McLaren behind, but all this aggression is starting to bridge a bit more of a gap from Mirror behind. The DRS will now be active for Nobody Cares, but that 5/10 gap, that half a second, doesn't look to be close enough to challenge for the lead once again. Griffin will hold on as Nobody Cares recharges for a lap. Four laps to go, and things are getting spicy. As they say in another hood, cool, nice with a little bit of spice. Because Frutella is a bad man sweet, you get me?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I'd rather Frutella over a Starburst, even though Starbursts are good.
I'm still waiting for the chat to tell me what Cars movie I'm watching.
Yeah.
Call it out, 1, 2, or 3. Come on, actually call it out. Engage. Engage. I can see you. Just lurking, watching the stream. Engage in the chat. Do something. As Nobody Cares seems to be taking the move before we get down to turn 11. This is the hot spot for overtaking, I've noticed, Lanky.
Say that again, sorry.
This turn 11 seems to be the hot spot for overtaking.
Yeah, there's been quite a few, especially in the second stint that I've noticed.
Oh, Griffin, mighty close. Mighty close to challenge back. He's not half a second away. He's not 6/10 away. Where it looks like it could be a little bit unlikely. As we come down this sector 3 straight, he looks for an inside line, dives back into it. He's going to recuperate a bit of the factory. He's just going to wait out, hold out, but that pressure is coming. As the McLaren got a run, may see an open door to the inside. He just couldn't get the traction down. Ooh, three-way fight for the win. This is what we are here for, gentlemen. A meal? This is a succulent Chinese meal in Miami. That's what we're being awarded with. Excuse my puns, it gets a bit boring when nothing happens. So I'm trying to keep myself entertained. I'm stimming. Quite bad. It's what I do. For other reasons that I'm just not going to start screaming out on stream. But I stim a lot. I'm not autistic, I'll say that. Oh, that's a good shout out, Ray. Luke is caught by 2 seconds. Is he going to catch into the final lap?
Yeah, these guys battling. He's letting him close it up, and he's got time.
This is
If he-
democracy manifest. There you go, D Summers.
He's got to do a second a lap to get in the fight.
Ah, I see you know your judo well.
Oh, a bit squirrely from the Red Bull. Coming out of the final corner there.
Oh! Ooh, that looked like a little bit late on the brakes from Griffin. Could have been a little touch from the rear of Nobody Cares. Looks like you're a little bit too friendly. You're too close for comfort. Back
I
up.
think Luke might get a podium. It looks like Mirror's started to struggle.
Luke is certainly bringing some blistering pace. I've got to say, yeah, the stream delay is rapid. Because Ratty's calling out the mistakes as you're seeing them as well. My stream delay must be absolutely rapid and instantaneous on the website. But I'm watching it from the mobile app, so this is how I see if the stream's running okay. And that's got like a 3 to 5 second delay. But Ratty's like replying within like the same second. I must have a really good stream delay. Next to none.
But this is it now, coming into the end of the penultimate. The battle is going to be on of who's kept enough battery between these two at the front.
Well, Luke's certainly going to try and challenge for that podium spot. He's getting closer and closer still. Now, I wonder if he's going to wait for turn 11 on the final lap. We look to Nobody Cares, who has to defend turn 11. That seems to be the overtaking hotspot. Luke's going to make the move now. He switches to the inside there. That was beautiful stuff. But is he going to back out of it? Is he going to wait? Yes, he is. He's going to wait a little bit longer. That could have been a mistake from the McLaren. The McLaren, as you mentioned, has been struggling. And Luke has been given open doors and opportunities to pass. But he just wants the podium. He just wants to get there as Griffin's trying to close up and take race victory. There's a championship at stake. And if he doesn't take a victory here and now, the championship could fall through his fingers. Nobody Cares needs to do everything he can as we approach that devastating corner. The corner that has cost so many positions for previous drivers. Has he breached enough as a gap? Is Griffin close enough to attack, or is he going to recharge and wait for the final corner of turn 17, the final DRS straight to do it? He's closing and closing still, but not close enough, as Nobody Cares breached enough of a gap to defend it. Luke not challenging in turn 11 either. He may wait out for the final hairpin. It's going to be who can go later on the brakes, who's got the most battery, who's got the greatest speed. And as Griffin gets close, he closes up into the tight twisty the chicanes coming through sector 2 to start off sector 3, and it's still half a second, and I don't think that's enough. We've seen drivers defend half a second. We've seen that it's not enough to challenge even with the DRS as it drops to 3 and almost to 2/10. He's not close enough to lunge as he runs wide and deep on the brakes. Nobody Cares has done everything he needed to, defends it, takes the victory and secures, puts one firm grip on that championship trophy as Griffin has to pray for a disastrous final round, and Luke jumps to the podium in his first reserved round in season 6. Beautiful finish, secures a podium, and maybe looking at what could be full-time spot in the Aston Martin, because he's done all he needed to help them along in the constructors. Mirror lines up in 4 with Lewis in P5. Cost Dynamo in 6, Ty Clear in 7. Well, Wolfreen now comes out of 17, 18 and 19 to finish out in 8th position. Sid in 9th. And we'll see what happens. 10-second time penalty for unserved. But that's a 30... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is Sid going to get P9? Is Sid going to get P9? Huh? No, is he yet? That was wishful thinking. Andres gets P9 instead. And Sid's knocked out of that.
Oh, ho, ho.
Oh!
Oh dear.
Oh no! Sid's knocked out of the points. He'll finish in 11th as Ash 1997 hits 12th, and Salguero will finish off in 13th. And Farhan, Pipe Tech, Maverick, Istanbul and the KFC Block, and Dr. Steele will not finish the Grand Prix. Now, now.
Fair play to Snowbody. He drove well and defended well.
We're going to have quick interviews, and I mean just quick interviews, because I don't want to deep dive too much into the championship between Griffin and Nobody Cares if we do get both of them in the booth. I want to save that for the final round.
Yeah.
I do.
Keep it spicy.
Yeah, I want to save the big talks, the championship talks for the final round. But what I do need to do, take a quick little look at, is the points finish for Aston Martin and compared to Red Bull to see what the constructors are like. Because there we have Lewis on 10 and Griffin on 18, that's 28 versus 40. So what's that closed up to? That's a 15-point gain for the Aston Martins. Now I'm just going to work this out ever so quickly because this could be crucial. D2 standings, constructors, 15-point gain. So that would put them, let's say 40, that's 287, and then plus what, 25, that's 301. 287, 300, and what's that, 25 points? Oh, the constructors are getting spicy, the constructors are getting close. But here's your final standings, here's your final showdown. Nobody Cares, Griffin and Luke, your podium finishers. Mirror, Lewis, Donamo, Ty Cleo, Wolverine, Andres, Alberto, Tetris do your top 10. Sid just knocked out of the points in the end by penalties. Ash, 1997, and Salguero, before we hit your did not finish. Farheim, Pipe Tech, Maverick, Istanbulan, KFC Bloke, and Dr. Steel. Now we'll head to the interview room and have a little quick chat from our contenders. Get yourselves in the waiting room and let's have a nosy. Let's have a quick little 5-minute chat. And I mean quick interviews because I want to save all this spicy stuff for next week. I want to save all the emotions and all the tension for the finale because that's what we've got, people. We have a championship finale. And as I look to the waiting room, we've got nobody waiting. So, quite an interesting Grand Prix. Certainly going to make things spicy along the lines. Further down into the final round. The final round we'll take a quick little look at, which, I've already called out, but let's have a recap of the calendar nonetheless. We ended up starting off this season in Interlagos, Brazil. You normally see this as a season ender. This time you had it as a season starter. And on to the Mexico Grand Prix and Singapore. And then the Hungaroring before we head over to Melbourne, Australia and Silverstone. You had a 1 week break after that. Or was it before that? Yeah, at some point we had a break before we headed over to Monza, Zandvoort, Suzuka, Vegas. We've just run Miami, and we shall finish off in Yas Marina. Now, what I can
We got two guys.
Yeah, we do have Luke, and Nobody Cares. Drag Luke in here. We're going to get our P3 new time reservist in season 6 straight to the podium finisher. Absolutely fantastic race, mate. What a recovery drive. Absolutely cooking through all your stints, ran a good strategy and a fantastic result. You've got to be happy with that. Coming in for your first round, and I know it's the penultimate round in season 6, but what a way to get it going with a bang.
Thank you. It was quite a good race. I took a long break off of league racing. This is my first one back. It was good. I like the last stint. I was just going absolutely at it, really. Like every lap, I had to check how much I was catching. At the end, the tires fell off, but it's fun.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic Grand Prix by yourself, and in the end, you've smashed it. Couldn't have asked for a better result. And helped along the Aston Martins and constructors, scored some good points for them as they've got a constructors battle as well. So hopefully, next week, if you get a reserve spot again, you're back in the Aston Martins and you can share a bit of the glory in helping them to championship if it is to pass. Again, they've got to fight this very strong Red Bull duo. But in that final stint, why don't you elaborate? How was your fight there towards the end against that McLaren?
It was more of a just save as much battery as I can for the last lap. Um, I know I had a tire difference, but I didn't want to cook too early and then get caught, so I just waited to the final back straight and then just gave it everything. I did make a little mistake on the Mickey Mouse section, which cost me a lot of time, but I got it back in the end.
Again, thank you for joining us. Anything from you, Lanky mate?
Not that I think that I can add to it. No, you
Yeah,
hit the nail on the head with that one.
we just got quick interviews tonight, Luke, because we've got a lot of emotions running. Of course, we have the championship finale, which is title decided next week. So I'm trying to save all the spicy stuff for that. But again, congratulations on your podium, mate, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Cheers,
good
guys.
race back for your first one.
Yeah, cheers.
Race victor,
Oh.
championship leader, and looking to what could be your championship trophy. You grabbed it firmly here tonight, but you can't pick it up just yet. So all I'm going to say is this: is that relieved a bit of pressure, getting that extra points gain?
Yeah, pulling that lead at the front has just taken a massive weight off my shoulders. Is it 15 now?
Yeah, I think you're on a.
Yeah, 15 points.
Yeah,
I just
you
need.
were getting quite worried, weren't you, last week? So I imagine
Yeah.
that's taken a bit of that away.
See it go from 40 down to 8 in 4 rounds had me scared, but just needed one good week to pull it back around. But hopefully next week, if Griffin doesn't get pole, I just need to finish 5th. And I might have to figure out the count back because we tie if I finish 5th and he finished 1st. But we'll see.
Well,
Could get spicy.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a
Abu,
good
good
one.
track for it as well.
so I
Yeah,
would say
competitive track.
more than anything, are you excited, anticipating a lot for the final round?
Nervous, excited, all of it.
It'd be your
Oh.
first OTLR championship, won't it?
If it goes through, fingers crossed, touch
Yeah,
wood, all
yeah,
of
so
the above, all of
a
them,
big feat.
all the luck I can get. But it will be my first one.
Yeah.
If all goes well. So yeah.
Well, that
At the
is.
same track where I got a puncture 2 seasons ago, I might be winning it. So let's see.
Well, hopefully, mate. Like I say, you've got one hand firmly grasped on that trophy, but you just can't raise it yet. You'll have to wait till next week to see if you can raise it and pray for the best. Because mathematically, he can still do something. He can still
Yes.
be in contention. You've got to finish that Grand Prix. You've got to finish ahead of him. That's all that matters. It's all you've got to focus on. And I'm excited. This is certainly
Yeah, just don't take too unnecessary risk in it, unless you need to. If you're ahead, just keep yourself clean.
Yeah, as you say, it's never over till it's over. So anything can
Yeah.
happen. I'll just play it as
Yes.
safe and hopefully put my head down in the race and just drive away. But we'll see what happens. It's not a great track for me. Griffin can still win it. He's a phenomenal opponent. All's to play for pretty much. But let's just hope we can get it. Constructors is still mathematically on as well, I believe.
It is indeed.
Could
You're
be
absolutely
wrong.
right.
Yeah.
I've just worked that out. It's if I am correct, it's 25 points between the two of you.
Okay. No pressure. Yeah.
Well, you've got a
Just
well
not so
today.
confident on
You
the
had a good
constructors,
teammate.
but yeah.
Today you had a really good
Hopefully.
teammate. Luke got a podium.
Yeah. Luke was amazing today. Hopefully I get him again next week. We'll have to see though.
Like yeah, he's firmly helped you out though in scoring that extra podium because you've outscored your rival team by 15 points, and that's just brought you ever closer.
Yeah, thank God.
So it's well to play for. It's all there. It's well in grasp. Constructors and championship is well to play for you and the Aston Martin team. But again, congratulations on the victory, mate. And I'll see you next week. What could be your championship interview?
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, and thank you for commentating tonight.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.
Alright,
It was a
see you
good
next
race. That.
See you guys.
I forgot we were still on the calendar screen there when we were getting on with our interviews, but I apologise for that. We're back to the interview area now, and yeah, interesting stuff. Brilliant fights. A lot happened. I'm going to be honest. Slowed quieting down, always does at the midpoint when strategies come into play, but in the end, there can only be one, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. There can only be one at the top and only one team to rival among the rest. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same place, for your season finale of Off the Line Racing, Season 6, Division 2. Join us tomorrow for yourself, Lanky, and Ashton the Brit for Division 1, where they will also have, I believe, a championship fight up for grabs between
Yes, we do.
Myth and... Is it Glitched?
Glitched, yeah, 2 teammates, and I'm sure there's someone else in the mix.
Teammate
Might be Constructor
rivalry.
though.
So be sure to tune into that. Who doesn't love a teammate rivalry? McLaren, Hamilton Rosberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is. Just how it is. But let's go. We're ready for it, and we'll see you next week. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m, same time, same place for Division 1.